Hello there, my name is SonicmonE, and for the first time ever, I'm using my voice to make a YouTube video. And as the title suggests, this is a semi-analysis for the second trailer for the new Persona 5 game. I'm a huge Persona fan, and an even bigger fan of the Shin Megami Tensei series. Although I was unable to watch the stream of the Persona 3 and Persona 4 Goodbye concert, when I saw this trailer afterwards, I was so... what's the H word? Hyped. Just like any fan would be. I was so excited when I saw this trailer, I didn't even know what to think at first, and in the process of watching it over and over again, I saw new clips and images that I didn't quite catch the previous time. That being said, I wanted this video to be dedicated to some potential theories or new game mechanics that may be introduced with this next installment of the Persona series. I don't want this video to be too terribly long, but I have about 4 major ideas that I want to touch base on. If you're interested in watching the actual trailer, I'll include a link in the description, but without further ado, let us start the game. Number 1. The protagonist could actually be his persona. On the official Japanese Persona channel, the homepage includes a small picture of the new protagonist and what seems to be his persona behind him. If we look at a better picture, we can see that this new persona has eyes and a mouth of flame, as well as black wings. In the trailer, after you see the 2 new Velvet Room attendants and Igor, you'll see some sort of object fall out of the sky and then quickly turn into a flying creature. This flying creature clearly has wings, and so does the main character's persona. When you pause the video right after the thing is falling out of the sky, you can almost make out some sort of human-like figure. Maybe it's the main character, and you can see some limbs and maybe even the tail of his coat. Maybe his persona is bird-like so he can fly out of sticky situations he gets himself into. And the second piece of evidence I have lies in the last few seconds of the trailer, when you see the main character completely engulfed in flames. Red flames in the shape of eyes and a mouth will quickly flash on his face. If you look at that frame and then compare it to the picture I showed you at the beginning, you can see a clear similarity between the faces of both the character engulfed in flames and his persona. This makes me want to believe that the main character, the flying creature in the sky, and his persona are all one and the same. This means, unlike previous Persona games where the user would simply summon their persona, the characters in this game may actually turn into their personas. And who knows, maybe it's by means of taking off their masks. I think we have a case of digital devil saga here. And don't you think it even looks like Izanagi a bit, with the similar coat, claws, and face? Not to mention the red from Magatsu Izanagi? Or the same boots and crescent head like Tsukiyomi? Number 2. Personas can actually be fought? Now, I'm not exactly sure how it is in Personas 1 and 2, but I know in Persona 3 and 4, all the demons of the SMT franchise act as personas and you can use them as allies. So, in the Persona series, the demons are actually your allies and what you're battling against are weird creepy looking things known as shadows. This being said, it took me a while to actually realize that the characters in the trailer were battling against a Sandman on the left and Pyrojack on the right. Like I said, I'm not entirely sure how it is in Personas 1 and 2, but does this mean that the Persona series will get a new game mechanic, like negotiation that's seen in a lot of other Shin Megami Tensei games? It would be interesting to obtain new personas by talking to them, instead of just obtaining them through shuffle time or fusion. Number 3. A 5th character was already shown. So, in the trailer, we're already introduced to 4 new characters. There's the nameless protagonist, a male character apparently named Ryuji, a female character apparently named Annie, and a cat character, most likely similar to Karumaru in Persona 3 and Teddy in Persona 4. So, in this portion of the trailer, when you see all the different characters doing parkour in the city, you'll see 4 different characters. I assume this character they show you is the protagonist, this character is clearly Annie, this character is clearly Ryuji, but who is this mysterious character? From a quick glance, you might think that this character is actually the cat character, but if you look at him more closely, he clearly has a definitive human figure, and is by no means a cat, even if he does have a tail. So all I can think is that Atlus released a 5th character. Whether this was intentional or not, I don't know. But it certainly is interesting and noteworthy, since it was so hard to see. Well, we're at the 5-minute mark, and my video is pretty much done. Theories aside, I just wanted to take the time and point out how some of the characters in this trailer actually made me think of characters from other video games and animes that I've seen. I thought about this a while before the second trailer came out, but don't you think that the main character, pictured on the right, looks a lot like the main character of the Atlas game Catherine, pictured on the left? And I mean, like I said, Catherine is an Atlas game, drawn by the same Persona illustrator named Shigenori Sojima, so something like this was bound to happen at some point, but I mean, couldn't he have been at least a little more original with the new character design? And I guess you could say based on this character's stealth and speed, he actually poses a slight resemblance to Train Heartnet from the anime Black Cat also. And since the main character's disguise is referred to as the Phantom, I guess you could say the Phantom of the Opera had a heavy influence on the main character's disguise also. Surprisingly, the other male character and the cat didn't remind me of anyone in particular, but I guess that's made up for, considering the female character reminds me of a lot of different people. Just like the protagonist reminds me of another Atlas character, so does the female character of the game. Despite the difference of hair color, I think the pigtails on this new female character are very similar to the ones on Rise, even if they are a bit further down. You could even say she looks a tad bit like the character Sylvia from No More Heroes. But scariest of all is the practically dead-on appearance she poses with the character Junko from the video game series Danganronpa. And I mean, just look at these outfits, from the black and white tops to the red bottoms, even though one wears a skirt and one wears pants. I mean, I'm always excited to see the character designs of a new video game, but I don't know how I feel about these right now. I guess we'll just have to wait and see what the character personalities are like also, and not just make assumptions based off of their physical designs. With such little information released about Persona 5 as of now, it's hard to say how the gameplay and the characters truly make me feel, but as a Persona and a Shin Megami Tensei fan, I guess I'll just have to wait and see. Thanks for watching.